Hello, welcome back. I am Gladys, and over here I make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate baking and decorating easily. And if you're wondering what we're doing, in front of me is a carrot cake. Now, this cake I leveled and filled in a prior video, which is already up. I've been here already in the day, except today we're doing a few things. I'm supposed to be here at 5, but 2 minutes early is not a bad thing because this week has been a lot. And last week because of the Easter holidays, but I sincerely appreciate your patience. And if you're watching this on replay, thank you for being here. We are making a panda cake, right? It's a panda fondant covered simplistic panda style cake, panda themed cake with simplistic fondant elements to highlight the panda theme. Now this was it's an undertaking from a subscriber and friend of the channel who also is the moderator of the channel, because she wants to make a cake for her daughter. She can't bake a cake from box mixes to even making a cake from scratch, but she struggles with the decoration of cakes. So this is a learning resource to make the panda cake the way she will imagine it, so she can see me do it, and then this she can come back to as a resource when the time comes for her to make her daughter's cake. As a result, this is also a sort of learning resource for you as a beginner. If you're starting baking and decorating is really difficult for you. The purpose of these live tutorials are the raw and relatable content that you see me, essentially an invitation into my home kitchen right here, where if you stick around long enough, you'll find the postman knocking on my door, you'll find things flying off in the kitchen, and in real time, you will see chaos developing. And that is all part of the decorating process. And talking about chaos, there was some chaos earlier in the previous video, because whilst we baked the carrot cake from yesterday, normally these are very raw moments where once the cake is done, I move on with my life, and then I come back and unveil the process in real time for you. So we bake the cake. It's a recipe, a new recipe that I am trying. It's by an accomplished cake or recipe developer and author, Claire Saffitz. But because I wanted to strip the recipe back and make the adaptation of the recipe easier to achieve, we did that. And once it seemed like the cake baked great yesterday when we took it out of the oven, all seemed well. Well, disaster struck when I came to leveling a cake and I realized that it looked too dense and underbaked. I'm not sure what the problem is. I can tell you it is not the recipe's problem, because Claire Saffitz is a trusty and solid hand. So the issue might just be the adaptation of the process to make it beginner friendly and achievable, and also to lend to the tools that are available for the learner, because if you're a learner, you most likely do not have a stand mixer. So and I don't think the issue was the stand mixer, but when you have a problem with a recipe, you want to go back down to eliminating influencing factors. By so doing, you can then figure out where the issue went wrong. So I am not saying the problem is the original recipe. The problem develops somewhere in the adaptation process, whether the tools that I used were inadequate, or I didn't make proper adjustment to the tool use and time, or to even underbaking in the oven by not using the correct temperature. It could be a variation of problems, but we found out in real time that the cake had underbaked. And the good thing is that whilst an underbaked cake is still great to decorate, it might just be short on eating the cake. So I don't know. I'm in two minds about it. But we're here now. Lollipop will probably have to consider making her version of the cake using a box mix or any other option. But all the choices we have made surrounding decoration is to make it super achievable for you if you're a beginner. And so for that, thank you for stopping by. On the next phase of our panda cake process, we are simply going to cover and crumb coat this cake. And for that, I have ganache here. If you want to know how I made the ganache, it was made on a live tutorial in the very first series of this video. You can check it out. How we covered this cake was also influenced hugely by what we wanted to achieve. So our cream cheese frosting, which is not known to be very stable, we opted for a ganache border, which seals in the cream cheese completely, which means we have a solid cake with no shifting issues, and it seems like yeah, this is easy. Now the covering of the cake is going to be rather simple because I don't want to overwhelm this cake with layers and layers of covering. So with the ganache, I am just going to add a lot more. And if you've been on this channel, you'll find, unless really needed, I do my crumb coat and covering in one go, especially if I am covering a fondant cake, because what I don't want to do is add layers of ganache or buttercream, which sometimes causes stability issues with the cake, but otherwise overwhelming also for the cake. So it is just just a reasonable amount of covering, and then we move on to the fondant elements. So there you have it, and I'm going to go in with a, I'm scraping it with a suppose scraping tool, but this is not exactly a scraping tool, it's a dough cutter. Now that said, can we talk about some choices you can make if you are a beginner over here, right? Now you would find I didn't trim this cake. There's reason for that. The reason why I didn't trim it is because the cake has roasted pecans, which sets into the cake crumb. So trying to trim this cake with the pecans in is going to cause an uneven surface for you. Plus the cake itself didn't bake crusty, so there's really no need. Plus carrot cake is rather easy in that way, in that whether crust or not, carrot cake is great for what it is. So for that reason, look, I didn't trim the cake. But if you've been on this channel, you would have seen me in previous videos trim my cakes, and yeah, so that's where we are. I am just in the crumb coating phase. If you don't know what crumb coating is when you cover the cake in a layer of covering just to seal in all the crumbs that are on the cake, and then you come back and you recover it with another layer of covering to seal the cake all together. Now as you can see, you can almost see the cake through, but it's fairly covered. This is okay for crumb coating. And just so that I can achieve better results, I'm going to leave this to set. I don't want to mess with this cake a lot at all, so I'm going to wipe this bit. And this is the crumb coating where the cake goes straight in the fridge. Okay, I am hoping we can kind of finish covering it completely today, and then what I'll do is consider covering it in fondant tomorrow and then decorating it so we can see, because the entire process should be available oh god, I have just seen Lollipop's message. She's here, you're welcome. Okay. Okay girl, enjoy your time in the bath and have fun whilst you're at it. Okay, relax. Okay, you're always on mum duty out there. So look, when you have a child, it's hard to have a moment for yourself. So go and rest up in the bath, take all the time you need, and then come back when you can. Lovely. That said, our crumb coating is done. Okay, so we're going to, I'm going to just disappear off a little moment. The thing with ganache is that because the cake is kept chill, you can actually leave this to set, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to go put it in the fridge to chill completely, and then we'll come back and we'll cover it in the rest of the ganache and fill the surface, and it will be ready for fondant covering. So bear with me whilst I head out to do that. Okay. Right. Now, I've just figured if you were here yesterday, you would find that the ganache we made is about, if we put it all together based on the ingredients put together, we have about 1.2 grams. Is it 1,200 grams, which is a kilo, 0.2 grams. And that is because we had 900 grams of white chocolate plus 270 mils of cream and 30 mils of lemon juice, a pinch of salt, and all together we mixed it, and that's how we made our ganache. I was hoping that the entire quantity of ganache we made will be enough to fill and cover the cake, but I can almost anticipate on top of my head that it's not, because I didn't, when I made the ganache, I didn't kind of remember in the making process that I couldn't control the amount that was going to be used as a border in the cake. As a result, I can almost anticipate us being short of ganache. So a little adjustment here for you if you want to know. This is a 7-inch 4-layered cake standing at about 4 to 5 inches tall. I will measure the height so you can tell. So this is about a 7-inch cake that will probably make a 6-inch cake that will stand about 6.5 inches, 6.5 to 7 inches tall. That's the equivalent size. So we have a 7-inch 4-layered cake standing at 4 to 5 inches tall, right? And we had a total of 1.2 kilograms of ganache in total, right? Made up of 900 grams of white chocolate. If you want to make the same amount of ganache for this cake, make an adjustment to go for 1,200 grams of chocolate with 400 grams of cream. The simple reason I recommend that is that the extra 300 grams, which is from 900 to 1,200, you have extra 300 grams. The extra 300 grams will make room for you to use that to fill the cake properly and to have enough cake to cover the cake. Also know that this is not a case of exact, right? There's just proportionality here. So the proportion of ganache that we are making will probably have a little left over, and we're talking maybe a touch or a scoop of a spoonful. But the point is that you are always going to have better results having more ganache than you need than having less than you need. With that all said, I am just going to introduce, I think this information is more for any beginner who wants to follow this process, but also for our lovely lollipop over there. So with that in mind, I am going to add some extra leftover ganache. And for those of you who have been here with me for a little while, you will know about this ganache. This ganache was the ganache we colored and miscolored for our baby shower cake. So for what it is worth, I am just going to weigh how much we have over there. Of course, let's see. I can't even find my way. Okay, my weighing scale. So I am just going to. It's just because I want to know how much we have, so that lollipop can know how to adjust her quantities and recipe details. Yeah. So that said, Tapita, our friend, is back. Tapita, did you go and watch the video on the Ghanaian wedding? Because Ghanaian traditional ceremony, because I am hoping you did, so that we can talk about it. Okay. There's about 180 grams here. I'm just going to add, I just wanted to make it sure it's exactly 300 grams so that I know. Oh my God, unknown. This is not fair, is it? Oh God. She made some food for everybody. This is our friend in the chat, Aisha. She made some food for, oh God. She made some food for her family. some chicken and burgers and stuff, and everybody's turned out great and they're eating, and come to hers, they're raw. Talking about raw food, it's not just cake that bakes raw, right? You have chicken too. Don't worry, Tapetha, don't worry at all. You know what, distraction is our middle name. We get distracted all the time, but we move. So I've just added about 300 grams of ganache in here, people. I mean, just set it in the microwave. I'll set it on defrost because I don't want to cook the ganache so it's warm and sloppy out here. So yeah, whilst that is in the microwave, I'm going to turn my kettle on. Better quick disclaimer here, my microwave and the kettle are both noisy, so I'm probably not going to talk to you whilst that is happening, and then I'm going to tidy up and then we'll get ready. Okay. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna put it back. When you're warming ganache in the oven, right, I am just going to make sure I mix this together so we do not have God, I have just ended up taking on more work than I really wanted to, but you know what, it's part of the process. There's no way of cheating yourself out of this. So there you go. What am I doing? I'm trying to break the ganache up because the ganache is melted from frozen, and so I am trying to avoid lumps. Tapeta, here is a very loud announcement. Lollipop is here, but she's in the bath, so she can't talk to us. You know what? Yes, Aisha, true. The ganache is whipping me and bullying me. I don't like that. What do you do with your bullies, my darling? You just ignore them, except I need this bully to work. Oh, look, I'm not cut out for all this hard work. I don't like it, says the cake decorator. Trying to live your soft girl life on a hot sunny day in England. Hello. The irony is not lost on me. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm not doing anymore. Now let's go get the cake. I'm gonna go get the cake. Okay, I'm gonna go get the cake back. But before we do that, let's get our okay, our cake is back, and for that we're going to start by trimming the top. Yeah, we're trimming the top. Let's get and I can't put the excess in the bowl because the excess has set. So right there we go. Now here we are, scrape the top of it slightly. Can you believe, okay, I was actually saying, can you believe I have a cake to bake when I'm done, but actually we'll do that tomorrow because I will bring you along the journey. I'm baking some banana cake loaves. Right now we're going to go and cover this cake in the outer layer of ganache. I'm not even worried about the top. I'm just filling the sides. Right, did I say the amount of ganache we added extra was about 300 grams? So that's the total amount you need. 1200 grams of chocolate to 400 mils of milk. In this case, it will be 350 mils of milk and about 50 mils of lemon juice, so you can get the exact lemon flavor, but it's all adjustable. Okay, so this is the final coating of the cake. Yeah? Look. Okay, so we're going to go in. I'm going for my okay. Okay. You will see that I'm scraping, I'm doing the scraping in small bits instead of going for the full-on scrape. Working in a space where you have a small workspace. Okay, so that's the cake, right? So at this point, the scraping and the size of the cake is done, but I'm going to go around it just so that I can achieve some dimension and make sure I have a polished look to the cake. Where I am warming my scraping tool up. Why is that? Because ganache sets hard and can be tricky to work with, so just making sure your tool is warm will help guarantee a good scrape. There you go. I think for a covering like this, I am not too fast about, because we're going to cover this in fondant. So yeah, the estimation for extra ganache is important, because look, after adding 300 grams, we only have like a spoonful or two left over. And yet our cake has covered nicely. And what I'll do is just cover the small spotty bits in there. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Okay, there we are. There you go. There you go. Okay, going round, scraping a little bit, scraping a little bit, and there you go. So the surface of the cake is done. This, if you're a beginner, this is a semi-naked cake. Still good to decorate if you wanted, but of course, Lollipop wants a fondant covered cake, and for that, what we're going to do next is, at this stage, we're leaving this cake to set completely. We can't do anything until this is completely set. We'll come back, we'll trim the top, and that will be our cake done, ready for fondant covering. Of course, we're not doing the fondant covering today. We've already done 2 sessions. So tomorrow we'll be back doing the fondant session in the morning, and in the afternoon we'll be back baking a banana loaf. Oh, those are extra videos for you to watch. Hello. Thank you. That said, Aisha wants me to mail the ganache. Well, first of all, the simplest way to mail it is to go to Aldi or Lidl, pick up a white chocolate pieces, and then go home, melt some ganache, make yourself some ganache, and yeah, that's it, darling. I am so sorry. I wish I could post it. I wish I could post it to you, but we can't. And if you do hear some excess noise, it's because I have other duties and my son is in the background. You're too lazy to do that. Oh, well, tough luck then, honey. Can't help you. Kidding. I'm going to put this in the fridge for now. I am so proud of what we have done, you know. Because some days you wake up and you're like, I'm going to go make a cake, but doing nobody realizes, look, I'm not complaining, but I was just going to say, nobody realizes how challenging it is to come to the marketplace and show all that you have, floss and all. It is challenging, but you know what? We do it for a good reason. So, yeah, our cake is all done. Sir, I can hear you, and everybody can hear you, sir. Okay, so that's me and my son. Okay, that said, I hope you guys are having a lovely evening. It is evening over here in the UK. So from my UK based home kitchen, good evening again. If you're not in the UK and you're in some different parts of the world, where are you joining us from, and what's your weather like right now for you? And what time is it? Is it morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, morning, late afternoon? What time is it? Oh, and yes, I did see a message from Thelma. Who remembers Thelma? Thelma from India. She is on she is signed on as Della's, I think Della's menu, right? Thelma left us a message. She's one of friend to the channel, and yeah, she said for some personal reasons she hasn't been in touch for a little while, and she left a message, a lovely message earlier. So Thelma, if you do come across this live as you normally do. Hi there. It's great to always have you. We miss you and we wish you well, and we hope you come back when everything is all dandy and settled for you. There is also, I have a friend to the channel, Laura, the accountant from Ireland. Somebody find Laura and say hello. There's Erica from Kansas, a few of you. And then I always think about friend to the channel, Vicky Kali. She's got a poorly kid. And yeah, I hope life is treating her well over there. There is Jackie, our friend, to the channel. Okay. I do think about all of you sometimes. You know, but even if I do, that I know that there's only a limited amount of time that I have, especially with my interactions here. And I also understand that most of you, or some of you, prefer that anonymity of just supporting from the sidelines, okay, and leaving your comment, and that's all you ever want. Okay, so that is completely fine, and I respect that. Okay, we're just trying to wipe our work surface, get work tidy, and get on to the next thing. Okay. Kettle goes back where it belongs. This goes back here, and I've got tissue. Wipe. There you go. Now, Les, you're in class. Les, thanks for being here today. How are you? You too, Les. Enjoy class and look after yourself. Come back when you can. Okay? Les, Ganjal and Leslie stopped by to say hello to us. That is really lovely.
No, it's not.
Hey, we're on a live.
Yeah, we're going out for a scooter ride.
Okay. No, it's fine. They don't know you're here. Actually, they do know you're here, but they don't know who you are.
We're going out for a scooter ride.
Okay.
We're not...
I've been giving my clear instructions. Like, the little person is out here going, you better behave yourself, mama. No, they don't know. Hello. It's all right. Now I'm going to switch the camera around. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Do you? No, we're not about to do that. Come on. Go and do your scooter ride. I'll see you later. Love you. Okay. Please close the door. Oh, they can hear you, you know. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Aisha, have a good day too, darling. I think Aisha was leaving too. Okay? Right. Okay. Our cake was supposed to be chilling. Okay. I think we can trim the top. Right, our cake is back. Our cake is back, and I'm going to trim just the top. And the way I trim the top is a good tip for any beginner who wants to get sharp edges on their cake with just minimal effort. Okay. Okay. Okay, there you go. So our cake is done. Essentially, that's all we need. I'm not going to do anything to this cake. We have a sharp edged 7-inch cake. It is carrot cake filled with our specialty made cream cheese frosting, bordered in over by a ganache, a lemon ganache, a white chocolate lemon flavored ganache. Okay, and covered with a small layer of white chocolate ganache. And what you see here is going to be the base over which we cover this cake in fondant, and then apply some small decorative details to finish our Panda cake. You saw me glitch out a minute. You know what I was thinking? I'll tell you what I'm thinking right now. It just really occurred to me that when we torted and layered the cake, I didn't take screenshot. I didn't take the photos for the thumbnail. That's the thing I was thinking about. It just occurred to me because I wanted to photograph the process from bake to fill, and then this, and then because once I cleared the work surface and got to washing up and tidying up the kitchen for this live, it didn't occur to me to take the photos. So now we've covered the cake, so the previous process is gone. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. But that said, we are here now. Okay, we didn't take the photos, but you know what, I took some shots earlier for before the start of the live, so I'm sure we will find some photos for a preview. But here we are for the Panda cake, right? So if you're just joining us, thank you for joining us on replay crew, those of you who will come back on replay. And if you are going to be joining us for the future so that you're notified of our videos and what we do here, do consider liking the video. Join the community here, be our friend. Come on, hello, you're welcome. We're great people, you know. Join us over here, and then we'll see what happens from here on. If you obviously don't have the time and attention to sit through a mindless, value-packed, conversation-filled live for cake decorating, you can catch us in long form where we talk all things cake. We've started a new series, baking basics, and it's going to cover a lot of things about baking. I'm thinking about ways to kind of make it value packed for you, so consider joining us. And if you haven't done that and you're wondering what we're doing today, we wanted to make a Panda cake, and this is the process of making the Panda cake. The cake was baked yesterday. We did the ganache and buttercream. Today we came back, torted and filled the cake, and now we've covered the cake in a layer of ganache. We should be back tomorrow covering the cake in a layer of fondant and applying decorative details, after which our Panda cake will be done, ready for use by our lovely friend Lollipop. Okay, so if you're just joining us, thank you. I'm gonna give a few minutes to take some questions if you have any, but if you don't have any questions, we might just be done with our live today, so that I can move on to other things, because my day of cake making is not done. You know, I've got to go tidy this up, set the day up, and tomorrow hopefully we will be back having 2 sessions. The first session is finishing this cake, and the second session will be baking some banana loaves. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. And then yeah, tomorrow is Wednesday. Thursday, you won't find me here on Friday, so yeah, the 2 videos for tomorrow, or props, I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Maybe we'll cover the Panda cake tomorrow, and then Thursday we will bake the banana cake, and that will be a happy Easter for everybody. Who remembers the part where I was like, oh, we want to make a bunny, an Easter bunny? That went out of the window, didn't I? Yeah, it's a lot. Managing all of this long form content and everything else in between is just like a lot sometimes. So yeah, it's we're here now. All right. So people, if you're joining us on replay, go back, watch the other prior videos just to inform yourself and see the start of the process. But we're here now, and hopefully we're back tomorrow. Lollipop, if you do make it out of the shower, here's the video for you, and I will see you all soon. Tapita, hugs to mum, as always. For those of you who join us all the time with your love, attention, and support, great to have you always. Thank you for holding the chat together, Tapita, and always up on your admin and moderator duties, and Lollipop too. And for everyone else, thank you so much for being here. Always, always, always grateful to have you. And I hope you found some value here. I'll see you in my next video.